Alright, it is Graham here at Photogenic Firearms, and I have been a little bit absent from YouTube recently. So I'm gonna take a crack at making another YouTube video, which hasn't been out for quite some time. But right now, this video is actually gonna be on Galils and Micro Galils. So this right here, ladies and gentlemen, you might recognize from video games such as Black Ops 1, Call of Duty Black Ops 1, some other popular video games. But if you're a history buff, you'll know this is the Galil. And what is nice about this rifle is, number one, I'm gonna put these down so I can put them right back up. You have peep sights, ladies and gentlemen. So you can see that this has a peep sight format. You also have night sights associated right there. So this pops up here, okay, in front of it. The rear sights, like V, and you can take over here, right here, you pull this up, that is a night sight at the front too. Now, typically they'd have, I believe, tritium in them. They would glow. There's 2 dots back here, 1 dot at the front up there. That is what is gonna be your night sights. Now I'm just gonna flick that closed, flick this closed over here, and then we're gonna move on to the next part, which is that since it's an AK, it can actually shoot from a folded buttstock position. Notice, watch this, the bolt cycles. So now you can take the buttstock, open the buttstock up. Bolt right here is actually upswept so that I can take my hand, put my hand on the gas tube, move it straight down, hit the bolt, and cock it. Isn't that cool? I like that. That's actually a really nice feature because also when you are shooting it, so if I pull it right here so you guys can kind of see, right? This, when it's moved back and forth, you actually see the bolts right here moving boom, 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 in line with how you're shooting. There's also some cool internal features that I'd like to show you a little bit later on. You're also going to notice that your magazine release is right here, so you can actually press it with your index finger if you so chose, if you were, let's say, laying prone. And then also, of course, the biggest thing, which is you can actually manipulate the safety with your left side grip safety right here. Note this right here. That, ladies and gentlemen, I think is the coolest feature ever. So, anyway, I'm going to move on from that because while we're here to talk about Galils, I am actually here to talk about, so that doesn't fall, the Micro Galil style pistols, or Micro Galils in general. So this right here is actually manufactured by my good friend Sullivan at Ikon Weapons. Sullivan at Ikon Weapons has the last of, and actually the only, kits for the 699 Israeli IMI Micro Galils. So these are Israeli Commando Micro Galils, okay, that were cut up, demilitarized, they were sent, demilled, and they were sent across over to here to US. He has the kits, he makes them, everything on this is actually an IMI Micro Galil kit from 699, except for the receiver, the pistol brace, pistol adapter, and that's about it. And the barrel. The barrel's a Green Mountain barrel. So everything else on this gun is actually real Israeli Commando. It used to hold this and, you know, run around and fight terrorists and shit like that. So, cool stuff. Alright guys, so this is the disassembly portion of the video that I want to show you. We have the 699 Micro Galil style pistol here, as well as the Galil rifle here. So I want to show you how these go together, just disassembled to kind of compare. So I'm going to remove the magazine. I'm going to show that this is clear, which it is, and now we're going to break into how to break these down. These are actually identically the same, in fact, in function. So I will show you how that's going to happen. So, what we're going to do, we're going to take this, you'll notice there is a button tab on the back here, right here. You're going to depress it just like an AK. You're going to take that button, you're going to push it forward, you're going to slide the dust cover right off. Now, I'm going to take this, pop this back in, put this back into its place. Now, what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to do the same thing for the pistol. So, I'm going to take off the magazine, take that out. We're going to take this, I'm going to take the safety off because for, you know, reasons that make sense. We're going to show that it's clear, which it is. Now I'm going to do exactly the same. Depress the button in the back and pull the dust cover off. So now we have them partially disassembled, and now I can show you the dust covers right here. You'll notice that this is the 699, this is the standard rifle 1. You'll notice, if we look at this, the dust cover tops. Ikon Weapons welds these rails on there, so that allows you to do a weapons rear longer distance sight that you can put magnifiers on if you wanted to. On here, there is no such welded rail because this is how it comes in the military. In the military, this one is also exactly the same as this, but without the night sights, which you can see the night sights right here. You'll notice these flip up, this clicks sideways. On here, there is no such night sight. You'll also notice the differences in the towers in the back. All right, this does have a large, wide 50-yard, 25-yard optic, and then a peep sight. This one has a secondary one is probably 100 yards or so, or more. Over here, you have the standard one, and then you have the longer distance, and then you can flick it like this, and you see two dots here, which are tritium. So they would have a tritium setup over here on one on either side, and you have a tritium piece on the front. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the dust covers. Otherwise, they look, well, identically the same. Identically the same. So we're gonna put those down. Now let's take a look at the guns here, because this is actually the part of why I want to do this. You notice in this gun, you notice the setup, it looks very much like an AK. Same thing over here. Now we're gonna get into the freaky part. Take out your guide rod. Guide rod, put that right here. Take out your bolt system, bolt carrier. So with the rifle system, obviously, oh man, I think I just spoiled part of what I really wanted to show. So with the rifle system, you have a long gas setup. The bolt is very similar to an AK. Extremely similar, it actually is an AK bolt system. Pull out the bolt, and now I'll show you the carrier because that's what I really want to show you. Notice the up-swift charging handle, and look at that gas system. So this is the piston, like normal, but this back here is a secondary system that catches the gas. So the gas hits this, right, and will start to push it back. But it's going to bleed gas all around it because it's, you know, an open system. Well, this back here, this regulator actually will catch a second tier of gas and actually help slam it forward, which means if you have a bleed in your gas, or maybe you're not quite enough, typically you're not cycling, this will make sure there is enough power behind that to help make sure it cycles. It's a more efficient system. You have less gas bleed when you need it. Now, moving forward, what is neat about these is you'll notice here, right? Ready for this? Instead of having to flip a lever or pull off a front piece, all you do is just now take out your gas tube. Now you are completely bare. The entire top of your gun is completely open to the elements. You notice in there, take a look inside, that's your milled receiver. You can see all the goodness that's going on in there. Push that forward. You can see how the safety system works and everything. Isn't that pretty neat in there? Kind of open, kind of carefree. You can see how the bar is attached down into there. It's very simple and very easy. You can also see up here at the front, there's screws on either side of the front sight that help keep that there. And this is your little front sight dot. If you guys can see that very well, I don't know if that comes through. So we'll pop that down, put that front sight, the glowing night vision sight up. So now we're gonna talk about how this works because, well, I guess I should probably do this first. This is actually very similar in nature. What we're gonna see here is that there's actually a recoil pad on the end of this because the throw action is so short, you're having a lot of power slamming into the back of your gun. And this little rubber piece right here, which you may or may not be able to see, which you'll see in just a second when I rip it out, boom. See that little rubber piece? That little rubber piece will help prevent your gun from destroying itself. And this comes stock from the Israeli military, which is pretty neat. When you pull this back, you'll notice that the charging handle, as stated, is on the left side, which we already knew that from before, obviously. Pull out the bolt, okay? You notice that is the gas piston at the front. Kind of neat, very different. You'll see where the screw, the pin pops through to hold it together, and that is your left side charging handle versus the right sider. You'll also notice this little piece right here, which is actually the nib, what's left of that piece right there. So you can see where it is left over. Now that piece actually does serve a purpose. And actually when you fully deploy this, it actually will engage with the safety here. So that notch piece, when this comes back, let's see what we got here, will actually notch that safety and prevent it from going back the whole way. Kind of neat. Now, you also see over here on this one, let's see if I can bring this closer to the camera so you guys can see right here. Boom, right here, you'll notice that this, you have the little spring tension safety under here, which this will push down, boop, boop, boop. See that in the background? Should we take this and bring this around? We'll do that. Kind of neat, right? Now, as we get in here, you'll notice this comes right off here. Isn't that kind of cool, huh? And then there is the gas tube system. You see that's where it bleeds, right? There is the notch cut where this will hook in. So why this is important, why this matters to you, simply put, because why does it matter? If we take this, not this, we take this, which is the dust cover for the 699, we take this one locks into it right here, just like that, right? So it holds together. The whole reason why this holds together is when your bolt is in here, right there, and then your spring is in here, like this, and you take your dust cover, and you click it in, notice that it all holds itself, the bolt's out of alignment, there you go, it all holds itself together, right? It's an entire working system where the gas tube, it all locks together, and then it locks onto the frame right here, as well as right here on the back piece and right on the back dust cover. So it has technically 4 locking points because you also have the front there. Now, if we then take that setup and then we translate it to the full-length rifle, you'll notice the full-length rifle, this is the gas tube right here. See the 3 bleeders at the front up here and on this side over here, so there's 6 total. You take your full bolt carrier, slide it all the way down. You notice it pops out just a little bit at the end, which would go into the secondary piece. Holds there. Now we're going to take your rear spring, and this does exactly the same. Slides in, your dust cover, and this clicks together, and then pulls together like so. That's neat, guys. To me, that is really cool. And you can actually exactly see what it looks like under the covers, under the dust covers. Isn't that neat? You can see the bleeder, or the blow-off valve down there, comes apart, comes out. It's just neat. It's cool how they designed this. And then if you look at the top, like I showed you before, you'll notice it's completely open. Like there's nothing here. There's literally nothing here. Your buttstock is on this little clamp right here. So if I grab here, push away from it, it will come apart. And as it clicks in, snaps. See? Super easy, super simple. And you can see right here with the safety, which I was trying to show you before, you can actually see the safety lever pop back and forth through the cut in the receiver. So these are very simple guns. Very, 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 very simple. To put them back together is also extremely simple as well. What I'm going to show you here for this one, super simple. Take out gas tube, because I put it in there to display, slide it into the notches in the receiver, push this forward. You're going to take your bolt. You got 2 bolts, 2 bolt carriers, 2 everything here. Take your bolt carrier, pull it out. Make sure it's slid forward, just like with an AK. Slide it into the hole, bring it forward, drop it into the notch receiver, push it forward. Take your recoil spring, slide it forward, drop it in. Now we are here. So now I'm going to take the dust cover, I'm going to slip it on. This thing tends to give me a lot of problems. This is actually my take 2, I'll be completely honest, because the first time it gave me too many problems for me to put up on YouTube. But now I'm going to lock it in, bring it down, and I'm going to work it into its spot because it just wants to fit. Now, this should do it, easy peasy for you guys. Notice it's right here, right? So it's almost there. I just pushed it forward and it popped out. So now it is back in play. It's ready to go. Boom. There you go. It is back together. So the same deal is going to be had with the 699 pistol. For the 699 pistol, we're going to do the same thing right here. Take this apart, pull this together, put your bolt back together, right? When you put your bolt back together, just drop it down, okay? Spin it around till it locks, and then pull it forward till it's in. Now I'm going to take the gun itself, take the gas tube system, stick it on, slide it forward, push this there, take that, hold it down, slide it in. Now this is where it gets tricky on this part. So the problem with these rubber things is that they're actually super delicate. There's an easy ability for you to tear them, and if you tear them, you're gonna have some pretty slick, stiff recoil once you do, and the whole point is to design not to beat your gun apart. So there you go. I just got it successfully into the gun itself without destroying it when ripping it up, which I do sometimes. Now I'm gonna take this, slide this into the nip right here, pull it down. Now the button's almost all the way out. Good slap, or a little, there you go, and it's together. I always have issues with Galil ones because of how far they stick out. But there you go, that is how this goes put together. So here is your beauty. Anyway guys, I hope you like this video. It's kind of a little bit impromptu, kind of a little bit weird, I get that. I'm gonna probably try this format a little bit more, try to help perfect this format because it offers me more ability to show you guys stuff because I don't have the time to go out to the range like I usually used to do. If you guys enjoyed this, you guys thought it was cool, you have an interest in these Micro Galil style pistols called the G223s from Ikon Weapons, feel free to check out Atlantic Firearms. Get a stock gray one. They are gray. They do have this Picatinny piece up at the top rail system here. They are gray. Look them up on Ikon Weapons under look them up under Atlantic Firearms under G223 pistols. They also have a rifle version that has a fake suppressor on it, which has the buttstock. And they have a California compliant rifle system now too that's out. There is a very limited number of these that will ever be made. So if you want one, a true piece of Israeli history, definitely jump on it now because once they're gone, they are gone, gone, gone. So that's why I got mine now. So these are super cool. If you want a custom job, reach out to Lewis and Black. I believe they're in South Carolina as well. Lewis and Black, reach out to them, check them out. You can place a custom order. They will custom order it to your liking. If you don't like this clone trooper style gun that I have, you can get it done up however you want, or you can get it in stock gray. He had it customized to me with my serial number being Skywalker 2 because that is what I wanted. So this is my gun. I love it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something, thought it was cool, nifty, neat. I'm gonna cue some cool shooting footage because I have some from it, so it should be coming up right now. But as always, if you guys are just seeing this video now, let's say you are underwhelmed. Let's say that you liked it, whichever way. This is like a secondary channel to me. I don't do YouTube very much. Check me out on Instagram, photogenic_firearms on Instagram. So photogenic, and a little underscore tab thingy, firearms on Instagram. That's where I put a lot of my stuff. So you're interested in that, check that out. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for seeing this. Check these guys out. Check out Ikon Weapons. Check out Atlantic Firearms if you haven't. If you guys are into AKs, which I'm assuming you are, you already know about Atlantic Firearms, so check out this product. But these are very cool, very neat, nifty guns, and now you know how close they are to the full-size rifle version of things. So thank you guys so much. Have a good day. Let's cue that footage.